Cool. So now I get to test if the A7C is water resistant with its 20mm because it just fell off. So there's this spot that I walk around every week, once a week, and it's really nice. I can't quite photograph it really well, so that's sort of what I'm trying to do at the moment. Hi there, I'm Troy. I'm a Sydney-based photographer here in Australia, and I work mainly with people. So I do things like weddings, portraits, headshots, but I like to dabble in other forms of photography while I'm learning and getting better at it. So landscape has become one of these big things that I can't really get right, but I really enjoy taking the time. And I also really enjoy street photography, and I'm considering things like birding as well, like animal and wildlife. So anyway, I walk around this area called the Bay Run in Sydney. It's beautiful. There's like this gorgeous waterfront, there's boats everywhere, there's these two bridges in the back that look amazing, and during sunset, it's just very picturesque. Now, here are some of the Google images to give you an idea of what it looks like. And here's some of my current images that I took on my last walk. And they're not bad, and I took them with my 70-200. So that's sort of like a lens that I really love using, and I love having it. But today, I've looked at the weather and it looks like it's gonna be clear skies all afternoon. The sunset's gonna be incredible. So I wanna go out with my 20mm and I wanna see if I can get like a proper landscape photo. And I wanna take you along for that journey with me. All right, so here we are at the Bay Run. It's still really bright. The sun's just over there. But what I would need to do is I need to get all the way to the other side, so that way I can get this shot that I want, because there's a bridge way over there. So we're actually gonna walk all the way around and see what we can get, see where the setup is. So the spot that I wanted to get the shot from back there, it really wasn't perfect. I'm way too far away from the bridge, even the boats with a 20mm. I'm really glad that I brought my 70-200 now, because I actually think I'm gonna need that instead, because the bay is just so large. So I haven't quite figured out what the 20mm is best for. I took it to the city the other day and that was pretty good, getting like shots of buildings, because at the end of the day I could get really close to them but get the whole building in frame. Whereas here, if you have a look, like I want to shoot all those boats over there. 20mm is just a bit too far. So I'm glad I bought the 70-200. So we're gonna go to a new spot, get a bit closer. All right, so I think I have to give up on getting the bridge. I think it's either the bridge or the boats. And based on where I am now, I think I have a good spot that I want to try out. I always walk past it. So we're gonna go out onto, there's like a rock area over here, and then we'll get like the sunset behind us if it's not too bright. It's so bright and so loud. Can you hear the plane? I live under that. There we go, it's a bit better. All right, so I think this is gonna be the spot. My ND filter's not super strong. We're gonna set it up, see what it looks like with the 20mm, and if that's no good, I'm probably gonna swap over to the 70-200. If it's too bright with the sun directly coming over, even when it's setting, what I can do is I think I'll jump down here, and there's actually like, I don't know if you can see it, there's a jetty over there. So the jetty with the sunset might actually look really good. Anyway, so I'm gonna get a bit further down on the rock, get a good spot. I wanna get a bit lower, get rid of most of this sky, and see what we get. I reckon this looks pretty good. Pretty happy with how this looks. I can get the jetty over there. I've got a bunch of boats just on the side here for a bit softer light, and if I really want to, we can try and go there once the sun really sets. All right, I'm gonna pop this on a tripod. Cool. So Now I get to test if the A7C is water resistant with its 20mm, because it just fell off far out. Okay, it just fell off where I'd set it up down there. And I immediately jumped down and got it, so it's on, it looks like it's okay. Great, cool. Definitely covered in just so much mud that I just want to really get that clean right now. Does this mean I'm part of the club now when you drop your camera in anything? Alright, so damage report. There's just sand everywhere. Let's get this. Whoa, we are not pulling you off. Why are you coming off? There's nothing inside there, which is good. There is a bit like of sand here, so I'm just gonna, with my finger, nothing inside the actual sensor either. Luckily that's clean. I just want to run my hand around, press the button. Yep, cool. Always bring cleaning equipment with you. Now I've learnt that. And also be mindful of the wind. Now I've learnt that. Oh, what if I click there? Alright, so the aperture ring moves nice and smooth when it's not clicked on. And then when I click it on, it's got its regular grippy sound. Now I'm going to set it up for this shot again, because I'm not going home empty-handed. So that was pretty crazy what happened yesterday. I say yesterday because I decided last night I was just going to get home, clean my camera properly, make sure there was actually no mud and water and sand and dust inside of any of the lenses or on the sensor, which luckily there wasn't. So good job, Sony A7C and 20mm f1.8 G lens. Pretty good to fall in like muddy, half submerged water. But let's have a look at the images that I caught. So I've gone through them and I've picked out just a few that I like, that I've decided to edit. Did I get the shot that I wanted? I don't think so, but let's take a look. Here are, I guess, 1 to 2 shots, maybe 3. First one is this one that I got when I was walking home. It was really dark, as you can see, like it's just so underexposed. Even if I had the ISO at 100, I could have bumped it up and then it would have blown out the sky but brought in this grass. But after the edits, this is what it looks like once I've done some work. So pretty happy with it. You know, it looks kind of like it's still twilight time. I think it's a pretty good shot, so I'll probably throw that one up on my Instagram. Then I also, for the actual shot by the rock, this is sort of what we started with, where it's pretty overexposed for the sky, but you can see the rock. I've got the shutter speed really, really slow, so it's like a 10-second shutter speed. Just 10 seconds, and then I got my aperture all the way up to f22 to keep my ISO low. But after all my edits, this is what it turned out to be. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks really cool. I like the blues, I like the coolness to it, temperature-wise. Obviously, there are some marks that did get onto my sensor as I've since cleaned it. So there's a couple of them. I could probably take them out in Photoshop, and I think this is a pretty good sunset shot. I really like that I tried to use the rock in the foreground and this sort of curve that it has over here to really shape the actual, I don't know, to try and frame it all better. The boats are moving, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm not too worried about that because I guess they aren't really the main focus. It's the whole picture on its own. I like that the water looks a bit smoother. The clouds are still kind of sharp for such a slow shutter speed. Yeah, overall, I really like that one. Now, I did get out the 70-200 and I took a photo of this jetty here. Something about it I really like. I think the sun is a really nice and soft glow on it. I haven't done any edits to this photo yet, so I'll probably throw some edits on there and put them at the end of the video. But that was my day out at the bay, trying to get a good shot. Comment down below any tips for landscape shots, any advice that you might have for a budding photographer, and I'll see you when I decide to go out and try and capture something else.